Best believe I'm gonna get the CD to add to this collection. I know people don't collect CDs anymore, but so what? I'm not everybody. When artists go out here and get busy, I'm willing to support. I don't want everything to just be digital. I want physical copies. So my question today is, what qualifies an album to be considered a classic? You see the title, all about the Clipse today, even with a Mobb Deep t-shirt. But the Clipse are an all-time favorite and are probably in that top 5 for me for rap groups. My favorite rap group of all time still remains to be the Locks, Mobb Deep, Clipse, amongst a couple others that we'll get into another time. But the Clipse cracked my top 3 20 years ago. And I want to know, is this album a classic? Now, I did listen to the album multiple times so far, and I'm here to show you guys my collection so you know it's not fake. This is their first album. Still got the CD in it. You probably won't be able to see it, but this came out in 2002. Got a crack in it and everything. Got their second album. Still in good condition. I keep my CDs, man. I try to tell y'all. And this was their last one in 2009. 16 years ago. I'm a fan for real. All the re-up mixtapes, and We Got It For Cheap series, all of that. Still in my collection. But Let God Sort 'Em Out is a fantastic album. But is it a classic? Personally, this was my favorite CD, their last one. I was a fan of Lord Willin' because it was their first one, and I was Neptune out back then. Anything Pharrell and Chad, I purchased. I didn't care who it was. Britney Spears, Justin Timberlake, Mystical. Anytime I saw the Neptunes were the producers, here, take my money, take all of it. But there's a connection with the Neptunes, and it's mainly Pharrell now, since him and Chad unfortunately aren't, a duo anymore. But there's a connection with Pharrell and the Clipse that I don't think many other artists and producers have, that chemistry. And it's just something about their beats and their style of rhyming that just goes together, like peanut butter and jelly, ham and cheese, cereal with milk. It's something about their synergy. And I gotta be honest, Let God Sort 'Em Out, it's a great album. But I'm wondering if we're quick to call it a classic now because of the state of the rap game. Let's face it, the rap game is trash. You can spin it any way you want to spin it. You can tell me, oh, it's a new age, it's a new era, let the young boys eat, we don't rhyme like this anymore. We don't rhyme like it's 1999 anymore. We don't rhyme like it's 2002. You can give me all the spiel you want about why today's rap is better, but it's not. The current run that we're in the hip hop game, let's say from 2010 to now, with the exception of a few people, and we know there are a few artists still spitting, there's a few artists out here still getting busy with the pen game. But the general consensus says that the game is trash. Music as a whole. I mean, there's no more rock music. You got to go searching for music now. There's no more rock. The R&B now is almost laughable. Again, that's not saying that there aren't artists out here still performing, still doing their thing. But as a whole, the music industry is watered completely down. Rap in particular. So are we calling this album a classic, Let God Sort 'Em Out, because of the state of the game? Or is it really a classic? Can we put it up there with some of the all-time greats? I'm torn. I've listened to it maybe completely about 5 times. The reason why I don't think this album is a classic, and I'm probably gonna get a little heat for this, but the album's too short. It's 40 minutes long. And that's not the Clipse fault. That's this era's fault. In this day and age when everybody's attention span is shorter than the life of a mosquito, we get punished. I was listening to that album intently, hoping to hear like a 5-minute track of the best drug dealing duo in the history of rap. I wanted to hear a 5-minute track with a feature or two and the metaphors and the similes and the punchlines just going at it. But most of the songs were 2 and 3 minutes long. And I'm just like, oh man, like, look where we're at now in music, where people can't do like, you know, a 16, a hook, another 16, a hook, a feature with an 8, another feature with an 8, then a 16 to close it off, then the hook. Like, we can't do that anymore. Nobody wants to do the 5 and 6 minute song. There's a track on here with Tyler the Creator, you know, even a track with Kendrick, you know, all these songs, and I'm just like, it ended too soon. I wanted to hear another Malice verse, another Pusha verse. So that's one of the reasons I can't consider it a classic. It's too short. And I know a lot of rap historians are going to go back to Illmatic, you know, back in 1994. You know, Nas' first CD was pretty short as well. But I'm somebody who wants to hear music. I don't care if there's only 10 tracks on the album. If I can get a few 5-minute songs, a few 4-minute songs, I'm happier than a pig in mud. But another reason I don't want to call it a classic is because personally I feel like their other albums might be neck and neck. I don't think all 3 Clipse albums were classics. You know, the first one wasn't a classic in my opinion. It was fantastic, but it's not an album that I'll, you know, put in my collection with, say, Reasonable Doubt and maybe, you know, Only Built for Cuban Links, which is a Raekwon the Chef's album, one of the Wu-Tang albums, maybe even a Mobb Deep album. I don't think it made the cut, the first album. This was my classic. Head nodders, the lyrical content, a couple radio songs. It just fit. You know, the first album, other than Grinding and maybe a few other songs that were head nodders, when I think about them, I'm just like, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. But again, I digress. Is Let God Sort Them Out a classic to you? And if so, why? Are you completely satisfied with a 40-minute album? Would you have liked to see other features? Did you prefer grimier beats? What would have made this a classic in your eyes if you don't see it as a classic? Again, out of a 10, I'm giving this album an 8.5. You know, I don't think anything's perfect. Can I go through this album without skipping a song? Sure. Did I like every song? I like 11 out of 13, which is fantastic. But is it a classic? Is it a classic because Malice is back spitting like the old Malice? Is it a classic because we're just so thirsty for lyrical content these days? Is it a classic because Pharrell's behind it? What makes it a classic to you? I love the album. I love it. I was going to pre-order it and I didn't because I was just fearful that maybe it'd be a little watered down, and it wasn't. But it's too short, man. It's too short. I want an album to play for an hour as I'm driving. I want it to feel like a movie. And I just feel like we got cheated, but it's just me being selfish, admittedly. So what's your take? Is this a classic to you? If so, why? If not, please explain.